Today we're talking about the 5 hardest exercises in Ring Fit Adventure from the perspective of myself, a fitness professional. What are they and why are they so hard? Out of the 43 fit skills available in the game, there are some that are clearly tougher than the others, but I really want to look at what the 5 hardest moves are mechanically for the body, not just the ones that people find tough because of the movement detection. It's a clear distinction because if it was based off movement detection, this list would be incredibly different. So anyway, let's dive right in with number 5. At number 5, it's bow pull. This is the only arm move in the list and is tough from a biomechanical point of view as one of the few, if only, horizontal pull moves within the entire game. Part of the problem lies with the fact that proper form isn't detailed well in-game either, creating additional confusion and difficulty, especially for a beginner. So you want to have your arms, shoulders and elbow all up in a straight line with the ring out to the side. This allows you to use your latissimus dorsi, the larger muscle on your back, effectively for power. The lats can be underused, which makes it a bit tough, but holding the ring in the right place and using your grip strength properly here combines to make it a difficult move from a mechanical standpoint. And number 4, overhead squat. This move involves holding your arms up above your head in line with your back straight and flexing at the hips and knees in order to squat down with feet more than shoulder width apart. The move requires good core control and some strength from the shoulders to maintain the hold with the upper body, as well as the strength and endurance from the squat. The main difficulty here, of course, is the pause at the bottom of the squat. Over time, this metabolic stress creates lots of lactic acid buildup, which is the burning sensation you feel. Once you stand up, it feels a lot better because the lactic acid gets to flow from that area before being broken down by the liver. So essentially, the static pauses with the core and shoulder control required to hold the position create the difficulty here. At number 3, it's mountain climbers. Of course the mountain climbers are here. Holding the body in the correct position, straight back, legs near straight at a slight angle to the upper body, and bracing the core with arms in a push-up-esque position can be tough for some to hold at first. Then you have to drive your knees straight up towards the midline and back. Mountain climbers are physically tough. They are the highest calorie burning exercise in the game because of the speed, effort and large muscles used, which makes it very energy intensive. It's a great exercise when you don't take into account motion control, but mechanically it's definitely a tough one for a lot of people, especially for repeated reps. Holding the position, moving the legs in a smooth line, it can definitely be tough. That lands it a spot on this list. At number 2, we've got Warrior 3 pose. This is a really cool move functionally, being similar to a single leg deadlift and recruiting muscle fibers from the glutes, hamstrings and erector spinae as well as it's just great training for your core. But the single leg balance required with the folding over and stabilizing with the arms outstretched can be very hard to pull off perfectly. The instability does make for good core training, but if unprepared, it's easy to fall out of proper form with this move, with the potential to fall over. A slight bend on the standing knee can assist with this, but it is still hard to maintain for repeated reps owing to how dynamic the move is. And of course the most difficult move in the game we'll be told about in just a moment. I'm going for an honourable mention first. So when I was writing this, there were quite a few moves that kind of came in and out of the list, but none more so than tree pose. The main part of it is the balance required to do the move accurately in combination with foot placement. It does require good flexibility to be able to place your foot properly on your opposite inner thigh and decent core control to side bend while staying in that position. It can be complicated putting it all together, but because of how easy it is to break into steps to build it back up, and how generally simple it is to stand on one foot and do the side bend without the leg positioning, it doesn't quite make the list. But anyway, let's get to number 1. It's boat pose. Those who have followed the channel for a while won't be surprised by this, but boat pose is the most mechanically taxing fit skill in the entirety of Ring Fit Adventure. I've mentioned how stability and core control are important, but there is nowhere else that it is more important than boat pose. The initial setup requires decent hip flexibility and stability before the reversing and unfolding motion. You then go back to the start, bringing your knees up and raising the torso to the starting position. Your rectus abdominis at the front and your erector spinae at the back, as well as deeper core muscles like the transverse abdominis, are all needing a good level of strength and stability in order to prevent injury, and that's before the simpler parts with the shoulders, hips and knees. It's a full body core exercise that can be really effective if done properly. It's arguably the best core move in the game despite it being a yoga skill, but mechanically there are so many parts to it, and if performed with a weak core that can't stabilize the rest of the body well, you can easily pull a muscle and injure yourself, more so than with any other move in the game. So with that in mind, I would say that boat pose is the most difficult move in Ring Fit. And that is a rundown of the hardest moves that Ring Fit Adventure has to offer from the perspective of a personal trainer. And this isn't just physically exhausting, this is mechanically hard as well. And there are really good benefits to doing these moves, of course. You've just got to make sure that you can do them properly. Quite simple. Just make sure that you start slow and build it up. Now, if these informational Ring Fit videos do strike a good chord with you, please hit like and subscribe for more information coming, and leave a comment down below, or check out the Patreon like Rain, I Love Waffles 1311 and Sick Hippie have done and supported me. It's really great, helps me keep doing this. Thank you so much for your time today, and I'm Master Trainer Peter, of course. I'll see you in the next video.